Welcome to another show that we like to call Crazy and Dangerous. First and foremost, Crazy ain't here. Crazy had some personal things he had to take care of, so he won't be joining us. Second, this is supposed to be a debate going on today between me and I think the name is Film Goblin. But knowing how people have a problem showing up or getting their notifications about the show, I don't know whether or not he will show. Okay? But the show must go on, regardless of whom or what. So I'll leave the topic for the debate towards the end, so I can give Film Goblin an opportunity to show up. Hey, Andre, what's up? So, what should I do now? What should I start with? Well, let's start with a review. I'm going to give you my review of a movie that didn't come out too long ago, and I think it's going to make its streaming and physical media release soon. It's a movie called Pearl, a sequel to another movie that I watched recently called X. And to recap about what I thought about the movie X, I thought it, well produced, well directed, but there were too many tropes, horror movie tropes. It actually borrowed too much from other horror films, which is okay. Most horror films, tend to do that. I was just hoping it would something a little more something fresh, a little something more original. So even though I enjoyed the movie, I did have problems with it. Thus, we come to its sequel, actually prequel, Pearl. Now, I'm new to this actress by the name of Mia Goth. I never seen any of her movies till I did watch X and now Pearl. So I'm new to her work, for lack of a better word. But I must say that Pearl is a much better film. I think now I can understand a lot more what they were trying to do in X. Now that I have a base or an origin for that character, I still think it's silly that two senior citizens in X can do the things that they were doing. Maybe that was the way that was the reason. Maybe nobody expected two old people to be killers. But just physically, I mean, there's just some things, and I mean, they were really old, and I didn't know how old they were till Pearl began with the year 1918. That's right. Pearl begins with a 20-something-year-old Pearl living with her parents in the year 1918. So World War I is going on and shit. And I think, oh yeah, her man that you met in X, the husband, he's off to war. He's fighting the Germans in World War I. It's good. It's pretty good. It's really right up my alley. Again, they borrow from horror, but they seem to have borrowed from horror movies that are masterpieces. Psycho is really the number one movie that this Pearl movie borrows from. Um, Over domineering mother, uh, bitching and complaining, always on her back, always making her do this and that and shit. Um, and at some point, this girl begins to lose control, you know. Um, Let me see. I don't want to give too much out there in case you haven't seen it. So let me just be like, let me give you an exoteric review. Direction, very good direction. I've always enjoyed Ty West. That's the name of the director. His movies. I think I remember watching House of the Devil. I think it's called. Though I really didn't care for the movie, the style I enjoyed, especially since they made it like a 80s VHS type of film. Hey, Film Goblin. Now, Film Goblin, I would like you to well, let me try this. I don't know if you have the equipment. Hey, Iron Eagle, what's up? Because I don't want to do a lot of typing. So if you can, follow that link right there, Film Goblin. There it is. Just click on that. Oh, what's this? Oh, okay. Maybe you didn't understand what I was talking about on the other channel, and you thought that I was gonna type and chat with you, but well, you can do that, you can do that if you want to chat, but I'm not saying I'm just gonna speak my mind. But you see, I think it's easier if you join me in the stream so that you don't have to type so much. Okay, he's here. Let me just get you in there. Hey, Film Goblin,
Hey,
what's up?
what's up?
So let me just wrap up the review and we can begin. So I enjoyed Pearl. You have something on. Can you lower that where my voice is coming through? Um, I enjoyed Pearl. Direction was good. Ty West at his best. The performance is really good. Um, and I must say the ending is I could describe the ending, but you probably wouldn't believe it. So just watch the movie and see it for yourself. And I'm not talking about the end of the movie. I mean the credits. Just during the credits, what's going on is I I, I can't believe that the director had this actress do what she's doing for so long. Yes, who is that blonde girl? Andre Roberts. And I knew that blonde girl was gonna die. I knew she was gonna die regardless. She was damned if she did, damned if she didn't. We're just waiting for Film Goblin to get back on. He's having some technical issues. Anyone else who wants to join in the stream, you're more than welcome. Just remember to lower your volume where my voice is coming out because it's annoying.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yep.
All right.
Yeah, so that's better. That's much better. I'm hearing myself still though, but that's okay. Oh, hold on. I'm getting a phone call. Hello. Yes. Oh, I'm on YouTube right now, live. Uh, okay. All right. Just let me know what time to go up there. Okay, bye. All right. Film Goblin can come back in. Anybody else who wants to join in, you might, you know, Andre, if you can. I know Dweeb did it one time, but he's not here. Okay, so this is what I want to do, Film Goblin. You there?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you the platform right now. State everything you want to state about David Zaslav, whatever the hell his name is. I'm gonna give you time to lay your foundation of why you feel the way you feel. Okay, so go ahead. You got it. You got the floor.
Well, based off like the information that I've read or heard, is that before David Zaslav and Discovery came in, they basically inherited. I guess it was sort of like a big mess over there at Warner Brothers from the old regime. So they are basically just doing everything they can to clean up all that mess, so that way they can move forward with whatever plans that they have. So far, the only plan that I know that Zaslav said that he does have is that he wants big budget stuff to go to theaters, and just wants to do only small um, skits, like televised skits for streaming. Now, I know you and I have that same agreement where we think the theatrical stuff is bullshit, right? And that we prefer streaming is the way of the future.
Oh
But
yeah, I mean, I've been saying that for years, even before there was streaming around.
but unfortunately, I guess you and people like you and I were in the minority of that mindset.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that's all I can. That's all I know. That's so basically, if you're mad about him canceling Batgirl or whatever, don't blame that on him. Blame that on the old regime for greenlighting stuff like Batgirl that shouldn't have even been greenlit to begin with.
Mm, mm.
It was just
Okay. Now,
left, and
well,
not to mention that Warner Brothers before David Zaslav came in, they were in so much debt. I guess like 40 million or even 40 billion dollars in debt.
mm,
So that's why you see him canceling stuff to cancel costs. And
okay.
basically, the stuff that he is choosing to cancel is stuff that he sees that are not making the company money. So it's like, what's the point of continuing to keep wasting money on like content that's not going to give him much revenue back?
Okay.
It's just
Uh, let me just
business sense.
let me just Vintage Weed, I see you're here. What's up? If you want to join the stream, you may. Don't worry about it. Now, let me make something clear, okay? Because you said something. Film Goblin. I am not mad that they shut down Batgirl. Okay, as I told you in the other video on the other channel, anybody could see what we were getting, and it looked like shit. Okay, I was not a fan of the casting, nor of the directors who made the movie. Okay, once I heard who was directing, once I seen who it was that they cast, I said no, no, no. And I understand where he's coming from as far as cutting this, removing that, getting rid of that, stopping this, shelving that. It's the way that he's doing it, which I have a problem with. Okay, he's burning bridges. He's making enemies. I'm telling you right now, and the most important thing that I tried to state the other day, this man does not know anything about the film industry. This is a man who's used to documentaries on Discovery Channel. Okay? They're different. They're different. They're different things. You can't, in the Discovery, yeah, he probably made a tough decision. We're going to stop that show. We're going to cancel this show. We'll do this instead. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but you can't do that in the entertainment film industry. I don't care who you are. All right, you got to be civil. You got to communicate. All right, and you have to let things fade out slowly. You have to phase it out, Film Goblin. You have to phase it out, and then start putting your producing. You'd start producing the new line. Okay. But now, and I don't know if this is the case, maybe one of you can tell me. Has David Zaslav, that's how I call him, Zaslav, add that E at the end, Zaslav. Has Zaslav gotten or taken credit for the success of Black Adam? Has he? Does anybody know this?
Well, can I respond?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, in terms of like what you're saying, burning bridges, I get that in a way, but at the end of the day, too, it's that, like I said, those are like things that should have never have been greenlit to begin with. That is the fault of the old regime that didn't have the common sense to realize that, nobody was going to go out and see a Batgirl film. I don't care if you even have Michael Keaton in it. It's just that's not what anybody asked for. And in terms of who they got, like you said, who they got to write the movie and to direct, again, that all also falls on the old regime, not so much on David Zaslav, who obviously said that they shelved Batgirl because they saw how it doesn't look it just didn't have the high enough quality to go to theaters the way they
Okay.
wanted to.
So let me just cut you off for 1 minute. Then why not? Okay, that I can understand. I can see that. But then why not have it go to HBO Max?
It's because he said, I like he said, I don't know. He just said that he wants all their big budget movies, every IP that Warner Brothers owns, DC, Harry Potter, whatever. He wants all that to go to theaters. He doesn't seem to care about streaming at all whatsoever.
Well, okay. Now,
Yeah.
if that's true, okay, this is worse than I thought. That's a real. If that's his thinking, if what you're telling me is true, then this guy's even worse than I thought he would be. But I want to read you something. I want to read. Let me read first. Let me read what Lorraine McFly says. HG, was there an attempt by Warner Brothers in the Flash film getting rid of Superman and Batman, replacing them with Supergirl and Batgirl to be diverse? But the new plan by WB may scrap that. Well, wait till you hear this, Lorraine McFly. Everybody, are you ready for this? Because I discovered this by accident. I had no idea what was going on. Discovery Chief Executive Officer David Zaslav will restore the Snyderverse.
Where do
What?
you see that?
What? You see, apparently, he has no problem. We all know that one of the major problems with the DCEU was Zack Snyder's films. All right, single-handedly, that man destroyed, okay, any chances. All right, but apparently, Zaslav likes Zacky Boy and is trying to bring him back.
Wait, where are you reading that?
I'm reading this. Look right here. Here you go. You got to go to The Truth. A place called The Truth. It's on YouTube. 31st May 2021. Okay? Now, what I want to point out is that you say nobody was interested in the Batgirl movie. The Snyder followers, the Snyder fanboys would have. The Snyder fanboys would have. So what Zaslav is doing, he's seeing, okay, all of the vintage movies trying to join us. He's seen how people embraced Zack Snyder's Justice League, and he thinks that that's still the way to go. That's why you see Henry Cavill, Zack Snyder's Superman, in the new Black Adam movie. Okay, this guy,
Well,
the slave, apparently is trying to resurrect Zack Snyder's vision. And I'm against that shit. Oh no. You see what I said about Zack Snyder the other night? How does he keep getting projects? How does people keep using him? You know what it is? It's nepotism. Okay?
well,
I wouldn't
here's
be surprised if the slave and Zack Snyder are somehow related.
here's the thing. Um, if you look up all the box office for all the DCU films, um, unfortunately, yeah, the Snyder films are the ones that made the most money compared to what's come out recently.
Mm-hmm.
So, business sense, I guess that's if they are doing that, it just makes business sense that they want to go where the money is at.
Let me ask you
So,
something. Let me ask you something. Would you film? And Vintage Weave is here. Vintage Weave, what's up?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Let me ask Film Goblin something. Okay,
Cool.
Film Goblin, would you become friends with a person who tried to kill you?
no.
Okay, so Zack Snyder is the killer. He's the killer of the damn franchise. I don't care how much money he made. Okay, and you want him back? What? What?
I didn't say I want him back. I'm just saying that's where the money is. That's where the business
wants. That's what the slave wants. Vintage Weave, what's your opinion about this whole the slave guy?
I have no dog in this fight. I just think it's
This ain't
interesting.
no fight. Just give your opinion.
No. I don't care whatsoever about the slave or Warner Brothers. I just want to say, Film Goblin, you might want to mute your computer because you're getting feedback when the stream is playing.
No, he's been doing that. He's been muting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's been doing it.
All right, no problem. No, I really don't care. I don't care about these movies getting canceled. I really could give two shits about except for the Batman and the Joker sequel. Like, those are the only two interesting things that is coming out that I'm kind of interested in. I mean, but other than that, reviving the Snyderverse or Black Adam reviving this shit, it's just big, huge waste of time.
But don't get too happy, Vintage Weed. We got a crazy motherfucker there in WB now. You don't know what he's gonna choose to do. Maybe he'll see the dailies of Joker 2 and decide he doesn't like it. Gone, like Thanos. Gone.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I have a problem with this guy. He's not all there. He's not, I understand you need leadership. I understand you need somebody to make the tough decisions.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy ain't the guy. This is the worst guy. The worst. Did you hear what Film Goblin said? This guy doesn't like streaming. What?
Well, I mean, people need to embrace streaming. Like, you really don't have. Theaters are such a pain in the ass to go to now. I mean, it's terrible.
He's an old dinosaur, so of course he's old fashioned like that.
Yeah.
But like I said, the mindset like you guys we have about streaming, unfortunately, we're in the minority. That's just how it is.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I don't know about that. You say that, but I'm not convinced. Because everybody I know is streaming. Okay, legally or illegally. Everyone I know in my parts, maybe where you guys live is different. Everybody I know here in Jersey that I know of streams. They love it.
Well, people go to like the big tentpole films to the theaters, and the rest of it is just streaming. Like, if there's a big Marvel movie, I hear people going to the theaters. I live in Florida, so there's still people that go to the theaters, but the theater is so expensive, and it's so it's so terrible. I mean, I think the last movie I saw in the theater was what was it, Top Gun, and it was okay, but it was still like a hassle to see that fucking movie.
Man, you wait a minute. Which Top Gun? The new one,
The
Maverick?
new one, yeah, I saw it with my father. He wanted to see it because
You
you know
wanna
my
you wanna
father's a boomer.
you wanna know the last movie I seen in the theater?
What's that?
The Dark Knight.
Wow.
Let me tell you why. What happened? That was the first. That was the last time ever. On the right, on the right, a big fat guy.
Mm-hmm.
On the left, a big fat guy. And I know I'm overweight too, but I'm talking about obese motherfuckers. Okay, that's number one. So I couldn't sit. I'm like this. Okay. Then I said something about it, and one of them started bitching, complaining to me, and I was like, "What the fuck? Lose some weight, motherfucker." Now, I don't have to also mention, do I, how people bring their babies, okay? How people take off their sneakers, okay?
Yep.
They're on the fucking cell phone. You said the movie theaters are obsolete. They should all be shut down. I said that a long time ago, a long time ago. What's
Well,
going
for me,
on? What's
you know,
going on is these movie theater chains are trying to they're trying to put the film studios balls in a fucking vice. Okay? And fuck it. Wait a minute. You people might be watching saying, "Oh, but why are you against the movie theater chains?" Well, let me tell you something. I don't feel no fucking pity. If they were to close down for good, I would feel no pity for these big movie theater chains to close down. You know why? Because the movie theater chains didn't give a fuck when our local mom and pop movie theaters shut down because of the big chains. Did they? Did they feel pity? Did they give a fuck? No. So now the shoe's on the other foot, and I want them to shut the fuck down. Okay? I have to travel fucking far as hell to see the latest movie. Hell no, I want it in my home streaming. Give it to me now. Matter of fact, cut off that middleman. Cut off one of these studios is gonna have to do it. Okay, the one that I'm seeing that has the cojones to do it seems to be Universal. Universal didn't give a shit. They could have made even more money just releasing Halloween in the theaters, but they didn't. They streamed it on Peacock. So I have to give respect. Now let's see what's going on here.
what for me, I don't go to the theater unless if it's the first showtime where there's no people like around anymore. Like obviously, that's the good thing now is I can check to see at what times if I want to go see a movie, I can check to see which times are available and which ones are not as packed. And I just choose for which one is the least packed of them all.
I just went to the theater because my dad wanted to see Top Gun Maverick. He's a boomer, so he still goes to the movies.
Or I'm gonna put some of these comments people are saying. I'm gonna put them
And then
here.
David Zaslav said that he wants all this original streaming content to not cost more than like 35 million or something like that. I don't know if that's for, I think he just said that for like original movies on HBO Max or Discovery Plus, whatever. They're going to combine the two now in the future. He just wants everything that's going to be streaming content to have the only not exceed more than 35 million. So yeah, he does seem like sort of like a cheap ass when it comes to streaming.
But film goblin, okay. And I understand money's important, but it's not the money. What the problem is that the people they're hiring to direct and produce and act in these things. Okay, why is it Disney gets the best people? Can't Warner Brothers get the best people? What's going on here?
Well, trust me, I agree with you. I think that's stupid. Like, what? Why would you only make like original streaming content just cost no more than 35 million? Like, what can you make off of that? as such a low budget, you know. But that's just, I don't know. We'll see how that plan works out for him when it comes to that.
I
But
mean, if you're efficient enough, you can make a feature length film for that. I mean, for that amount of money. I mean, I like low budget films. The lower budget a film is, the more freedom you have, I think, because you can get away with a lot more stuff with that. Like,
Not
I don't want.
anymore.
What's
Not
that?
anymore.
Well, I mean,
Unfortunately, not anymore.
I mean,
It looks like the fans, and I'm talking about comic book fans in particular. Okay,
mhm,
they're trying. You have to satisfy them. You have to have this story from issue 942 from that comic book. You have to add this. They're picky. They're very fucking picky. Back in the day, it
mhm,
was different. Donner had control and could do what he wanted, basically, more or less, with Superman 78. Tim Burton could basically go in there. He did what he did. Even Batman 89 isn't really completely traditional to
mhm,
the Batman of the comic books. They made changes in it. You see,
mhm.
there was freedom back in the 70s and the 80s, and even some of the 90s. But now that freedom doesn't exist. These studios have to kowtow to, they have to cater to these goddamn fanboys who have conniption fits if we don't include this character. And God, let me tell you something. They could have introduced the Gray Hawk by now. You know why they haven't done it? Because of the goddamn fanboys. They're afraid of the reaction. Now, let me just read what Iron Eagle is saying. Eagle is talking to Andre. I know Dwayne Johnson contributed to bringing Cavill back. WB been a holdout on him for 6 years. Let's see. Iron Eagle says, I like the movie theaters, but it has lots of issues. Girls don't get off their damn phones. Lorraine McFly says, weird theory. Did they make the 2017 Justice League a certain way so it's unpopular with masses? So when they brought the Snyder cut, it's so manipulative them to think it's an improvement. Well, as I always said, Lorraine McFly, you can't polish a turd. We really did need 2 more hours of fucking Justice League, and the audacity. Talk about, what is that word? Self-indulgent. This man released it in black and white as well. What the fuck? Who the hell is asking for that? 3-hour black and white Justice League?
Zack Snyder has a vision.
Yeah, apparently Zaslav likes it. Because they made a
I remember they did that for Logan too, and I never bothered to watch that in black and white. It's just, there's no point.
Well, the only movie that I saw that was in black, it was shot in color, but they muted it in black and white, and was actually pretty. It improved the film pretty much. Was the Mist movie? That was really good.
How about Logan? Did you watch that in black and white? Did it improve that?
No.
And there was also a release of Fury Road that was released in black and white too.
Yeah. I'm not the biggest Hugh Jackman fan. I'm sorry.
So Hollywood.
Yeah, go ahead.
But since we like streaming so much, what do you pay for? Do you have Netflix, Amazon?
I have the Netflix. I have the Amazon. I have the HBO Max, and I have something else that I like to call Europe. And I can just go to Europe and see things, when I want to watch it.
Do you have Disney Plus?
I had it for a little while, but I'm not really a Disney guy. So, and I have the Marvel movies that I like. I already have them, so there was no point,
That's the only downside I don't like about streaming, is that there's so much. It's like, I need to pick which one's actually the best, or what that fit in my favor.
That's why I have this other Europe place. So if I want to see something that that I haven't subscribed to and paying for, this place that I call Europe has it.
Yeah, I just download stuff, and if I like it, I'll pay for it.
I like it when it used to just be Netflix, but now it's just like kind of
Well,
getting a little ridiculous.
Netflix, they made they buried themselves. I mean, there's so much garbage on Netflix. Can't they just get rid of some of that shit? There's a lot of garbage on Netflix, man. It used to be so much better, but you know who? Oh, I'm glad you said that. You know who started that whole thing that all the studios started pulling out of Netflix? You know who started it?
HBO Max.
Nope. This is way before that.
Disney,
Nope.
Amazon.
Nope. W fucking B. W fucking B had a beef. They said to themselves, "Why are we allowing them to show our shit when we can do our own?" So they started pulling out. When they pulled out, all the other studios were like, "You know what? You're right. We can do our own streaming. Why are we, doing it through them? They're getting everything. They're getting the credits, the money. They're getting everything." So little by little, and Disney was the last one to do it. Little by little, all these studios started pulling out of Netflix and started talking about doing their own streaming services. It was W fucking B. I remember it. I remember the article.
Oh, wait, so can I ask you something? How much did Joker cost to make?
I'd be damned if I know. Do you know Vintage Wing?
Like less than 100 million?
No, Joker. Oh, I mean, it really was a low budget film. Joker. Hold on.
So I don't get how come Chris Nolan's Batman films cost so much money, like a normal blockbuster film, but since he's so adamant on having practical effects and no CGI, you would think the cost of his movies would have been cheaper back then. I'm like,
Joker was made for $55 million and it made $1.074 billion.
See, I think though the difference is, and I'm not giving Nolan an excuse because I don't like the guy, but I think the difference is with Joker, and especially if you set him in a certain time period, like like in the 80s, like it was set in, it is gonna automatically be cheaper because he's just a regular guy.
Yeah,
it's a regular dude, or that goes crazy.
Well, I mean,
see him slowly become insane. Whereas people, hold on, people expect Batman to have the gadgets, to have the new car, to have the motorcycle, to have the bat plane. They expect stuff from Batman, and Batman is way more action oriented. You see, that's the reason why I think it costs more for a Batman film.
Oh yeah, because of all the props, special effects, and all that. And WB really didn't champion Joker that much. They let what's his face, the director from The Hangover, just do his thing, and they, hey, we'll release this. This will be like a modest, money maker. Turned out to be one of the most profitable rated R movies of all time.
And Vintage Weeb, do you know who the uncredited one of the uncredited producers is
for Joker? It's Scorsese.
Martin Scorsese.
Yeah, Scorsese.
But can you? I don't understand this. Okay, did you like the first Suicide Squad?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I liked it. I don't hate. I know the main thing is Jared Leto's Joker. People have a beef with. I didn't have a problem with that, but I'm used to that director's movies. What's his name?
David Ayer.
Yeah, I'm used to his movies, and I like.
Did you see the James Gunn one?
No, I haven't seen it. I have it, but I haven't seen it yet.
But it's crazy to me. The old regime at WB, the James Gunn Suicide Squad was a flop.
Yeah, it was.
But yet they still continue to let him to keep continuing to make TV shows and movies for DC. When David Ayer's Suicide Squad made way much more, but they're not letting him coming back to make any more stuff for them. So I'm just like,
why I think, if and like I said about Zack Snyder, Zacky Boy, there seems to be certain people that get free passes. Maybe because of their persuasion, maybe they're, chosen knights like myself. and they're allowed to, fail and fail, but they're still given big major projects, and other people, oh, you did bad, get out of here. There seems to be something going on.
And also,
Favoritism.
yeah, and also James Gunn did make those two Guardians of the Galaxy movie that made a lot of money for Disney. So I'm guessing that Warner Brothers is like just holding on to Gunn. Maybe he can lay another golden egg for them or something like that. I don't know.
I think
But his
I'll be
first
honest
movie
with
was
you.
a flop.
Hold on, I'll be honest with you. I think the flop of the Suicide Squad, because that's what they call it. I think that was. I think there was a. I think it was that Birds of Prey movie. That
Sure.
I think that was a bad movie, man. That was awful. What they did with the character of Black Mask was horrible. I think it turned off a lot of people, and people were like, "No, we don't want no more." They basically people got tired of Harley Quinn. That's what I think what happened.
Yeah, that
You know?
I got tired of her as
They're
Harley
like,
Quinn.
look,
But the thing is too is like I don't even understand why they even greenlight a Suicide Squad movie to begin with, because it's like, why are you doing a Suicide Squad movie when you need to focus on doing solo films with these characters first, especially in the main ones? It's just like, I don't feel like nobody cares about Suicide Squad, to be honest. The only reason why I think the first one made so much money is because they push Joker in the marketing so much, because Joker is a big household name. And people at the time did want to see Harley Quinn too. But then it's like you said, with Birds of Prey and the last Suicide Squad, people just don't care about seeing Harley Quinn without Joker anymore, Especially the way how she's been doing it lately. It's all political stuff too, like, SJW shit.
well, I want to also add on that having Joaquin as Joker, I think that really was a good decision. I was great. Matter of fact, there's a little fact that a lot of people don't know. Way back when they were trying to figure out who was going to be the main villain in the Batman versus Superman movie, when they were beginning to write the script and all that, it was originally going to be the Joker. And guess who they wanted?
Oh, they wanted what the guy who played Joker in the Joker movie. Oh my God, what's his name?
Joaquin.
Joaquin, yeah, sorry, I had a brain fart.
Joaquin Phoenix was supposed to be the Joker in the Batman versus Superman movie, but for whatever reason, he turned it down. It wasn't until much later when they approached him for Joker, and what the way they were going to present the character in that movie, that he changed his mind and did it.
Nice.
What do you think about that deleted clip from the Batman with that new Joker guy?
Oh, I hated it.
That same here.
I hated it. It's like, I enjoyed the movie. I do believe it's too fucking long, but I just wish they didn't include that. Let's take a little break from the Joker. WB does this all the time. It's like, we didn't need it. And it would have been fine if it was a deleted scene on the Blu-ray, on the DVD. That would have been fine.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, but that's good that it was deleted though.
Yeah, well, at the same time though, Joker makes money.
Hold on. The deleted scene was deleted.
Yeah,
where Batman was talking to him, but I'm talking about the one that was still in the movie, where Riddler and him are talking. I couldn't stand it. I was like, shit.
Oh, are you talking about Riddler and Joker?
Yes, when they were talking in Arkham.
Right.
That wasn't necessary. I didn't need to see the goddamn Joker. I didn't need to see it. And okay, they didn't show him completely, but everybody knows who it was. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's like you said. I am also tired of the Joker, but obviously the other fanboys are obsessed with that character as much as Batman. So WB in a way has no choice but to keep including Joker into everything because he makes the money. brings in the money and shit. It's
Yeah.
Well, I
just
mean,
it's stupid.
the second Batman movie won't have Joker in it. That's what I've been hearing, and that's good news.
Hopefully. I put this up here that Iron Eagle put because I think it's amusing. Iron Eagle said, "I remember back in 2008, after The Dark Knight was released, Heath Ledger Joker was such a big deal that Batman fans declared the character should retire from appearing in movies."
Fans
Well,
are crazy.
And that's the mentality
it's
of a
just-
lot of these fucking fanboys.
I mean, they cry at these fucking trailers. I mean, they need to get beat up. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Some of these fans need to get beat up.
And I remember back then in 2008 on Talkback World podcast here on YouTube. They're still around if you want to check them out. Where the Merc, the host of that show, said that in a couple of years, all these people swearing up and down they love Heath Ledger's Joker after they bashed him at first. Then they loved him. Okay? He said it. In a couple of years, they're going to forget about him.
Yeah, well, I think obviously The Dark Knight wouldn't have made that much money a success if it wasn't for the passing of Heath Ledger being such a big deal. So that's why I don't give Nolan much credit, because it's just like the guy just, I don't know, it's just, he just makes safe movies the way he wants to make them all the time. And it's just, they're unoriginal, regurgitated shit. Like, what was that, Dunkirk?
Dunkirk.
Dunkirk is just I heard it's just a copy of Spielberg's Saving Private Ryan. And then he tried to copy, what's his name? The 2001 Space Odyssey with that Interstellar.
Yeah.
Bro, I tell you, when I went to go see that movie when it came out in theaters, I fell asleep. And I did not care to try to go rewatch it at all.
I mean, the Dark Knight trilogy is a great James Bond trilogy. It's not a Batman trilogy.
And I cringes me when I hear Christian Bale saying he's so loyal to Nolan that he would not come back to play Batman
unless he's involved. Yeah,
he's involved. It's just, dude, why do you suck Nolan's dick so much? It's like,
I'm sorry,
it's ridiculous.
Bale was a horrible Batman. I'm sorry, that voice, I couldn't take it. I couldn't take seriously that fucking voice.
I like Bale's Batman. My problem with it, he could have been such a much better Batman in the right movie. Bale's Batman could have been awesome. They get close in Batman Begins. They get close. Do you guys know that Batman Begins was basically a flop?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The Incredible Hulk 2003, rather the Hulk 2003, made more money than Batman Begins.
So did Superman Returns.
Yes.
And also Batman Begins wasn't a Christopher Nolan film in the beginning. It was a Darren Aronofsky film.
Yep. And I read that script though. I read the script for him and Miller's version. And have you guys read it?
No, I have not.
I've heard about it.
It's really fucking insane, and not in a good way.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he wasn't even dressed as Batman.
Wow.
Well, I thought I saw concept art for it where he is dressed as Batman.
Well, that's not what the script describes. Maybe that's the finale of the script. I don't remember, but it was a mess. I read that script. Frank Miller took it too real.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
now speaking of Batman Begins, though, so getting back to Dark Knight, as you said, unfortunately, people went to go see Dark Knight because Heath Ledger died, and people had a morbid curiosity to see supposedly the last film that he made. That's the reason.
Exactly. And it's just like Fast and Furious when Paul Walker died. People want to go out and see that movie.
It wasn't even his last movie that he made.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Heath Ledger did another movie.
With Dr. Parnassus.
Yes, Terry Gilliam's movie.
Yeah, but nobody went out and saw that.
Because it was awful.
Yeah. All right.
But I was saying, I was gonna say, I feel like, I don't know. It's just like, does anybody here think James Gunn's overrated?
I mean, I liked his Guardians of the Galaxy movies. What else?
I liked the
did
first one, but I think the second one was a step down. To be
he did
honest,
a really fun horror movie back in the day called Slither.
Hey,
but
Andre
but
reminds me. Andre just reminded me that, and this is one of the reasons why probably Batman Begins made less money or didn't make that much money. Check it out. Read this. They gave out tickets to Batman Begins in the video game for the movie.
Wow.
And I remember because that's how I got my ticket.
yeah,
Well, you got to understand, like before Batman Begins, Batman was kind of a joke, like because of Batman and Robin, that piece of
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. And not to mention, there was also leakage. There was leaks of what Batman and Robin was going to be. I remember going to my Blockbuster way before the movie came out, and they had they were selling the audio tape. The audio tape with other people, like with actors on it performing it. It was like a an audio book. They were selling it, so I bought that shit and I listened to it, so I knew what the movie was going to be about before I seen it.
Nice.
yeah. The thing is too is I guess that's based off the Long Halloween, but I'd rather watch that animated movie or read the comic than watch The Dark Knight. To be honest.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry too. I don't like that guy who plays Jim Gordon in those movies too. I
Gary
feel like
Oldman?
he just comes off too much for me and like a little over the top his acting wise. It's just I don't know. To me, he was kind of a boring bland Jim Gordon, to be honest.
You know what? You know who played a good Jim Gordon, but it wasn't in the live action. Batman Year One. They had the guy who played
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad. What's his name?
Oh man, what is his name?
Bryan Cranston.
Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, he would have been great.
Live action, he would have been great because he gives a hell of a performance in the animated Batman Year
Yeah, he
One.
does.
That's
Gary Oldman to me sucked. I thought, and
you know what it was for me. He was too melodramatic.
Yeah, exactly. That's
and it was all right. It was a different type of Gordon than we've seen before. But I just, you're right. It wasn't. I don't know.
They just got him because he was in Harry Potter too.
Yeah.
As Sirius Black, and I didn't even know that until just recently.
I don't know. A lot of people like to crap. I mean, I don't know if they like to crap on the what's the Twilight Batman? What's his name?
Robert Pattinson.
I mean,
I'll admit I didn't like his Bruce Wayne.
Well,
yeah. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm showing a little bit of my own fandom. But I couldn't get over the hair. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But at least his Batman, you saw him fight,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, I wish he kept the damn outfit on throughout the whole damn movie.
But is it right to get back to the James Gunn thing? What I was going to say?
Yeah, go ahead.
Found out that guy he was a pedophile. He was caught going to pedo theme parties.
Really?
On social media.
He made a joke on Twitter that it was like a pedophile joke, and then he got fired from what's it called, Disney, and then Warner Brothers scooped him up, and then Disney saw the error of its ways, and I don't know, it's all this he said she said bullshit, that drama.
Now,
care.
But wasn't Bryan Singer also accused, him and
yeah.
Oh yeah, they found out he touched little boys, or he slept with some boys. Yeah.
That's why I don't like James Gunn much anymore. It's just, I'm sorry, I can't support someone who's like that, or even if it was a joke. It's just like, the pedo in New York City. Obviously, like yes. I don't want to associate with that guy at all. Because I'm sorry, like I've seen some of his videos he's shown me, and he just comes off like a man child, literally.
I think there's something wrong with him. I think he has autism.
There is something wrong with him. There is something wrong with him.
And because like he like talks to his action figures, and then like he laughs at his own jokes, and it's really, really disturbing. And I think he has something wrong with his brain. It's really, really disturbing. He reminds me of Chris Chan a little bit.
He was considered special when he went to school, I bet, huh?
Very special.
Yeah. Okay. So we kind of, went a different direction. Bottom line is this. I don't think we're ever going to agree about David Zaslav.
I'm just saying I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt to see what he does. If what he does fails, then yeah, like
But
I'll
aren't you
say come back to say
concerned?
you were right.
But
You know.
aren't you concerned that he's trying to bring back Snides?
Well, is that actually confirmed?
I don't
Because
know if
I
it's
haven't heard anything
confirmed.
about that.
I don't know if it's confirmed, but like you said, if it's all about money, it seems like it would be the way he's going. If he's only concerned about making the money, then him deciding to bring back Snide's universe makes sense. Not to me, but to him.
Well, business wise, yeah. Because like I said, they're in so much debt. So it surprises me how the old regime at Warner Bros. Didn't get fired sooner, since they basically put the company down on the ground so much, so that I can't even believe how the bank, whoever's bank they have, is lending them so much money at this point, since they're in so much debt. And like I said, David Zaslav, they basically inherited a mess. So
I don't
they,
know. I don't know if this is true. We got some breaking news from Iron Eagle 85. Apparently, the pedo of New York City hates Zack Snyder now.
Wow.
well,
Now, before I want to get you guys into some of these other topics I have here. So can you bear with me for a little bit while longer?
Sure.
Okay, because I have some things.
yeah.
So apparently, one of the hot Halloween costumes this year is good old Jeffrey Dahmer. There are kids dressing up in Jeffrey Dahmer. There are adults dressing up in Jeffrey Dahmer, and people are are having conniption fits. They're having seizures. They can't stand it. They can't control. They're going crazy about it. What do you guys think? Is this a good idea?
I mean, let people wear what they want to wear, and if you have a problem with it, you could just go fuck yourself. Sorry, but
I agree.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's just like, if you're gonna, this is for Halloween, you're saying, right?
Yeah, yeah.
If you're gonna celebrate Halloween, go something scary, obviously. It's like, I hate when I see people dress up as something that's not even like scary, and they're just cosplaying. You're not
Well, I
really
mean,
dressing up,
you could dress up scary, but it's also you could dress up funny. That's also great. Like, or if you're a woman, you could dress up sexy. I mean, that's great too. I mean, you could do whatever you want. Like, if it's fresh, or if it's like cool, or if it's funny, I have no problem. Halloween is not just horror. It's actually a fun time to have.
Apparently, places like Amazon, I don't know about eBay, but Amazon is refusing to sell Jeffrey Dahmer masks now.
Of course, no fun allowed. Fuck them.
Which is stupid, because come on, if you want to dress up like Jeffrey Dahmer, you could just get the wig, the blonde wig,
Mhm.
get some fake glasses or whatever, unless you have real glasses. You know what I'm saying? It's a pretty easy costume, to put together.
I don't know. I just don't get this fake outrage and shit, like, from both sides. Like, you can't purchase a Jeffrey Dahmer mask, and the LGBT tag has been removed by the Netflix from Jeffrey Dahmer. People need to shut up. People need to lighten up and just shut up and whatever. I don't know. It's infuriating. People are just so dumb.
It's like you said, our freedom is being taken away
Mm-hmm.
in this country.
Cosmic Firestar is asking question: do you think Warner Brothers would pursue DC movies for kids or older fans?
Sure. I mean, kids have.
Well, they just did with that
too.
Super Pets movie.
Oh yeah, they definitely. Bro, that looks horrible.
Yeah.
I don't even know how a kid can watch that crap. But I have no problem. Listen, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You want to make the DC pets? Go ahead. It's not my cup of tea. I just ignore it. But if they want to keep making that crap, if you want to make baby Batman and baby Superman, go ahead. Knock yourself out. I don't watch that shit. I don't get uptight and crazy about it.
Yeah, the kids have to generate money too,
Yeah, and it's the parents who have to go and pay that shit.
Well,
But
I know, but yeah.
Did anyone see the news report about the woman who was trying to fit the giant size skeleton that she stole from somebody's yard into her car?
I have not seen that.
no.
You have to look for this video. It's ridiculous. This thing is humongous. And she took it, she stole it, she's taking it off of somebody's yard, and she's trying to put it in her SUV.
Nice.
Iron Eagle saying, oh yeah, LBGTQ went mad because Netflix had the Dahmer show on the LGBTQ tag. and I thought they were inclusive. Shake my head.
Hey, so did you ever get Halloween 2 on 4K?
Halloween 2, no, not yet.
You know they're going to come up with a new box set, of course, for all the 4K movies, especially with the new one that came out.
Right? Now, you're talking about the original Halloween 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. No, I have the original movie. I have the first one. I haven't gotten around to get the new one yet.
They're going to come up with a new 4K box set with all the movies again, I bet.
I think it's already out.
Well, I think they only did like 4, 5, and 6, but I wouldn't be surprised if next year they're going to do with all the movies like come together as a re-release thing. Got to make them money, of course.
On Amazon, I could have sworn I seen it. If it wasn't Halloween, it must have been Jason.
Yeah.
All right. Anyone else? Anybody in the chat have something to say? A question or whatever? This is the time. Hollywood, you got your ticket for Black Panther 2 yet? Hell no. I ain't gonna go see
that movie's not gonna make money as the first one.
Yeah.
Now, did they replace the guy who played? No.
But they got Harrison Ford to replace Thunderbolt Ross, I guess.
Oh yeah, I read about that.
I don't know. I didn't even like the first Black Panther, to be honest.
I never watched it. Not interested.
I never cared about that character.
Exactly, me neither. I haven't watched Aquafag either. So if somebody asked me if I'm going to watch
that movie was just like Avatar, all spectacles, but the story was just like generic weak sauce,
I heard from a good source that the CGI in Aquafag is really bad, ridiculously bad.
Yeah. Is that the one with Momoa?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think I saw that like on TV or something. I was flipping through the channels. I can't remember what it was.
I couldn't believe somebody's asking about Namor in Black Panther 2. I seen the picture. I couldn't believe that was Namor. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Have you seen Andor?
No, I refuse to watch it. I refuse to watch. How am I going to watch knowing the guy is older in the prequel than he was in Rogue One?
That guy wasn't even like a big standout to be. It's just like, why?
Yeah, he wasn't even the star. It was the chick. The chick was the star of Rogue One. This is like the side character.
Stupid.
It's retarded. Then look at Disney is rinsing as much as they can.
That's just like it's the same thing with Peacemaker. Like why? Like I try to watch the first episode, but then when the intro came on and you see them dancing and shit, I'm like, I'm done. I know I'm not gonna take this show seriously at all.
Mark my words. I said this before, and I'm saying it again for those of you who do not want to believe. They will, if they can do it, they will do it. They are going to give you a Jar Jar Binks show. It's going to be a comedy, okay? That will be the excuse of why you can watch it, because it's Jar Jar Binks. I mark my words, Disney is going to do it.
I bet you if they do, George Lucas would definitely want to be involved in that, since he was such a big proponent of Jar Jar with the prequels,
Yeah, he loved Jar Jar.
Oh man.
Oh, there's the key. Did you guys see that? That's that.
Yeah.
Jar Jar Jar's the key to all this.
The key to all of it. What?
Yeah.
Just another example of people not saying no to George.
I remember when people were trying to guess who Snoke was in the new movies,
Yeah.
and somebody said that it should have been revealed that it was Jar Jar. I would have been with that, bro.
I would have been with that too. But then you get assholes like John Campia who flip flops.
Oh, fucking hypocrite.
Dude, I still don't understand how that guy has a career in anything.
You know, I happen to know some things about John Campia.
Dude, his wife is rich though. That's why.
Well, I don't want to get labeled slander, so I'm not going to say anything about that. But I can tell you this, 100%. I can tell you this. This is for sure. He's a backstabber. He's backstabbed a lot of people.
Doug Nagy.
Don't say. Well, let's not name names, okay? Because I don't want to say names because I don't have permission to. Okay, but there are a lot of people who have been backstabbed who helped John Campia get to where he is.
I don't understand how that guy Robert Meyer Burnett can put up with him in his show too. You know.
Oh yeah, that guy that's with him, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what though, man, I hate Campia, but you know who really made me want to puke?
Harloff.
I cannot stand that guy. He is. Ugh.
How do you feel about John Schnepp?
Schnepp, okay, I didn't agree with Schnepp a lot, but I had respect for Schnepp.
Yeah.
Especially when he was the only person on Collider that really lashed out against Spider-Man 2, the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yep.
Nobody else wanted to give it a bad review, but he did.
Yeah. I miss that guy, to be honest.
Yeah,
he was entertaining to watch for the most part.
All right.
When he wasn't with Campia, of course.
Hollywood, I have to go. Thank you for having me on.
Okay, but before you go,
yes, sir.
Either when you guys go, because I'm gonna wrap it up too. I have one more thing.
Okay.
All right. And can you just to add the special, just to add it as a special effect? Will you be willing to repeat after me what I'm about to say?
Sure.
How about you, Goblin?
Sure.
Okay. Yep. If you don't feel like it, if you think it's too offensive, just don't do it then. But I just need this, just so that everybody that's watching and listening to us and seeing us, I want to get this out there because there seems to be a problem. I was watching something else last night, and I just don't understand this phenomenon. Okay, so everybody, you guys, you're at home, the chatters, please repeat after me. Maybe if we say this together, maybe it'll get through people's heads. Nazi means National Socialism. All together.
Nazi means
National Socialism.
It doesn't mean fascism. It doesn't mean anything else. Nazi means National Socialism.
Yeah.
Every time I watch a movie or a TV show or someone talks about the Nazis, they're always calling them fascists. They're not fascists. Mussolini was a fascist. His people were fascists. Okay? And then before somebody says out there, oh, but if they were fascists, why were they working with the fascists? The same reason the Japanese were.
Yep.
Conquering. The same reason the communist Russia helped us.
For all their own benefits.
Yep.
Exactly, for their own benefits. So please, people, stop the lying about see, for some reason, they don't want anyone to know that the Nazis were socialists.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later.
Yes.
Take it easy.
Thank you both for showing up. Film Goblin, Vintage Weeb.
See you later.
Wrapping things up.
All right. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Anytime. Peace.
Peace.
So there you go. We went a little bit over time, but that's okay. That's cool. And once again, I got to repeat it. Nazi means National Socialism, National Socialist. Okay? It's not fascist. There's similarities, but fascism is different from Nazism. Nazism is National Socialism. Please, please stop. Thank you, Iron Eagle. See, Iron Eagle understands. Andre Roberts understands. Who else? Please. And okay. Let me go through some of your things before I end it. I wasn't able to put up everything, so let's see. Super Babies is next. I agree. Do you reckon that Dwayne Johnson is likely to take credit for Black Adam's box office, but he won't take the blame of its critical failing? Probably. I agree. The sister's going to be Black Panther? Probably. The special effects in Black Panther is bad, especially the final fight. The Black Adam movie does not have enough Black Adam in the movie. Too many characters stealing screen time. Jason Momoa is a better Conan than he is Aquafag. This suggestion, David Zaslav wants Snyder, is questionable. Zack Snyder's busy with Netflix projects, but if offered money, he'd be crawling back. I agree. Laugh Out Loud Hollywood, you should do a reaction to Harloff's meltdown. Oh, I watched that shit. That shit was hilarious. And then Red Letter Media, yeah. When they watched it, that was good too. Didn't John Schnepp look like the idiot Jason Goes to Hell director Adam Marcus? Didn't John Schnepp look like the idiot Jason Goes to Hell director Adam Marcus? Yes, I think they look similar. And Andre says, take care, and so do I. I want to thank you. Hopefully, we'll return Sunday with Tatolini here. Till next time, y'all. Peace.